Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pickleball and Politics, where I combine my quest to stay out of the kitchen with my passion for politics. I haven't been talking too much about pickleball, but I just read this amazing story, really. It's a public service announcement to tell you what not to do. A man, Rodney Rocket Grubbs in Indiana, has been accused of swindling $47.5 million out of his fellow pickleball players on the court. He kept on telling them that he had a great new pickleball business and he wanted them to invest, and people were giving him hundreds of thousands of dollars for this pickleball business. Of course, it never took off the ground. He was just swindling them out of their money. So my public service announcement today regarding pickleball to you is, if anybody asks for more than like $10 for Joni's fruit basket because she just had her knee replaced, nah, sorry, don't do it, okay? If anybody tells you they've got some great investment ideas, run, okay? Like I said, the only money I've given on the court is when somebody has their knee replaced or, somebody died or something like that. So otherwise, it's $10 Venmo for me. That's it. Don't give. Don't go giving strangers money. That's all I got to say. Okay, as you know, I do the polls twice a month, the beginning and the middle of the month. But last week, I was at Charlie Kirk's Turning Point Action in Detroit, which was his own experience. I have a number of shorts from the conference, so if you're interested in that, you can go look at those. I did pick up a little something in Detroit. So if I have to have a sip of water, I apologize. I am still very much under the weather. Latest polls. We are going to start first with Real Clear Politics averages. As you know, Real Clear Politics does averages, and we're going to go over them. First, in Wisconsin, Trump still has the slightest little lead over Biden, less than 1 point. In Arizona, Trump is at a 4.5 percentage points over Biden. That is down just slightly since a couple of weeks ago. In Nevada, Trump is also slightly down, but he still holds a 5.5 point lead. In Michigan, Trump has a third of a point over Biden. Last time we talked, it was at a half a point. Now it's a third. So down a little bit, but Trump is still has the advantage in Michigan. Pennsylvania is exactly the same, 2.3%. North Carolina, Trump is actually up 5.3%. And Georgia, again, it's just about the same at 4.8%. Now, the battleground states average has Trump at 47.9 and Biden at 44.6. So among those battleground states, Trump has a couple of point advantage over Biden right now. Now we're going to talk about Emerson College and their poll. They're a great poll. They do a lot of polling, and we want to discuss their polls also because theirs are a little bit even more for Trump. Starting in Wisconsin, they have Trump up by 3 points. Now, the Real Clear Politics average had him at just a smidgen. Arizona, they have Trump up by 4. Nevada, they have Trump up by 3. Michigan, they have Trump up by 1. Pennsylvania, they have Trump up by 2. Georgia, they have Trump up by 4 points. And here's where it gets interesting. Emerson College took a poll of Minnesota, and Trump is at 46, and Biden is at 45. A Republican has not won Minnesota for decades. That is so interesting, okay? The idea that Trump is actually competitive in a state like Minnesota, very interesting. As you know, the polls are tightening, and as you know, the debate is Thursday night. Well, I've got to tell you, it's my Super Bowl. I used to have to wait until September for the Super Bowl. Now it's in June this year. I have my own ideas why. It should be interesting how Biden performs. If he does not perform well, I don't know what will happen. That aspect of it is interesting, but let's face it, let's be honest. President Joe Biden has been at Camp David now since Thursday. He's going to be there until Thursday. Why is the President of the United States not meeting with one dignitary, one foreign leader, one civic leader, no one, for a whole week? Why is he holed up in Camp David? I mean, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. Of course, most of my conspiracy theories come true, so I keep on needing new ones. And let me tell you, there's only one reason why, in my opinion, it's more than just debate prep, if you know what I mean. So Trump has been out on the trail. He was in Washington. He was in Philadelphia. When I was in Detroit for Turning Point, I had the server ask me in the restaurant one night, why did you people come here to Detroit, we people? And I said, well, why wouldn't we come to Detroit? And she goes like, it's a really democratic town. Why didn't you go to a red town? And I said, you can't win the war unless you go to where the battle is. I said, Trump has been in New York. He's been out in California. He just went to Philadelphia yesterday. He was in Detroit last week. If you wanna win them over, you gotta go where the people are. And I said, these are where the battles are, right here in these big cities all over the country. And she's like, okay, yeah, I get it. So, anyways, I will be back on next either Thursday night or Friday because, like I said, the Super Bowl with a complete analysis, we will pull apart how they each did. And I'll be honest, if Trump doesn't do well, I'll tell you. If Joe did well, I'll tell you. But Joe has a whole week of rest. I wonder how he's resting. I'm curious. All right, you know where to get me. First of all, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. You know I love your comments. You can reach me on Getter or Instagram at Pickleball and Politics, or you can go to my X. I'm on X a lot at Pickle and Paul. That's P-O-L at the end. All right, until next time, I'll see you again soon on Pickleball and Politics.